The Master said, Jesus, Yeshua, Sananda said, whoever has found the world and become rich, let him deny the world. You see, dear esteemed viewer, if our entire wealth is material wealth, then we are better off denying such wealth. For it would mean that we are lumbered with physical consciousness to the exclusion of higher aspirations. We need our physical consciousness for survival in this world. But that's all we need it for. We should deny dwelling in it any more than is absolutely necessary. Our true home, our kingdom, is not in this world. The heavens will be rolled up, and the earth in your presence. And he who lives on the living, the one, shall see neither death nor fear of such, because Jesus says, whomever find himself of him, the world is not worthy. Jesus prophesies that what happens to one who centers his attention on his higher self, the living one, your true source awareness, your connection, the true life within you, such a person, a man, a woman, or a child, shall witness in a state of full consciousness as her dual nature unites into a single state of higher consciousness. Henceforth, such a person shall be beyond ever losing his or her awareness of their true nature. The only death that Jesus recognizes is spiritual death. Your fifth dimensional awareness death, when you're cut off by the digital matrix, has you so distracted with the drama, with being overly concerned about the way you look, the clothes you adorn yourself with, all of that. Those are distractions. Those are the pathway to spiritual death. And the only fear is the loss of the awareness of the spirit within. That is the only death that Jesus recognizes. That is truly the only actual, real death in this world. Finally, once we become fully aware of our divine nature, we are freed from all physical ties, from any and all attachments to the worlds of matter, to the digital matrix. Woe to the flesh, which depends upon the soul. Woe to the soul, which depends upon the flesh. Yeshua said that. Seventh dimensional Sananda said, the flesh, or the body, your physical genetic vehicle, your container for consciousness, this flesh puppet, this soul suit, the flesh, the body, physical, the mental and emotional features that go with that are tied to the flesh, is the sum total of that which constitutes our personality. It represents the level of consciousness we have reached to date. Some of us do not seem to realize that whatever we are today is the aggregate, the absolute summation of the total of all our efforts over countless lifetimes, reincarnations. This is as far as we got right now in this moment. The quality of your consciousness is the barometer, is the produce, the fruits of your previous lifetimes, where you're at. We cannot be anything else because we made ourselves what we are. If we don't like what we see, we can change it. No one else can. You can change it. We are gods within the extent of our subjective reality. The soul is our subconscious or our memory bank. which helped us to get so far to this point. We are told that the body, our physical survival, should not rely on knowledge already gained, but that it should draw its enlightenment from within, from the intangibles. Likewise, when attempting to reprogram our subconscious, one should not rely on the experience to date, but we should be ever vigilant at recognizing, grasping, and comprehending the whispers of our inner voice, that still small voice that is God speaking to you. The best I can put it in today's language would be to say that one should rely on one's intuition rather than on one's instinct. Intuition, in this context, is that which enters our awareness from an unknown source, the voice within. The often seemingly whimsical feeling emanating from the unconscious. Whereas instinct is limited to the automatic evaluation of the problems in the light of the acquired experience. In other words, according to Jesus, we should always be ready for a change. It is indeed baffling that people who will pay good money to see a movie in which the protagonist is continually challenged by ever mounting unknowns are determined to make their own lives as predictable as possible. Dear esteemed, honorable, notable, and noble viewer, I ask you, aren't we all actors on the stage of life? Jesus says, I make all things new, in which John the Divine heard in his vision in the book of Revelations, where he shared that. It is not meant to be a one-time occurrence, but a state of consciousness which remains at all times receptive to the dictates of the Spirit, of your soul source connected awareness, that still small voice that God speaks to you, speaks to us. As our consciousness expands, so new concepts approach the range of our understanding. As consciousness expands, as consciousness ascends from the duality of third dimension, from the limited options, the dualistic options of the third dimension, and ascends, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, your consciousness expands the approach. New concepts begin to expand your range of understanding of what your options can be, of how your life can be. I make all things new, said Jesus. Namaste. Namaskaram.